Well guys, today we're gonna be dreaming. Kinda. What do I mean by that? I'll tell you in a sec. Gotta leave a little bit of suspense. Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PSVita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, so suspense over with. The reason why I say we're not going to be technically dreaming here is because I have compiled a list of games that I would love to see on the PS Vita that are, as of the making of this video, still possible according to Rin's official list, which I will have linked down in the description below. I would lick this list if I could. Just wanted to make people more uncomfortable there. Now, I took a different approach with this list. I didn't choose favorite games and franchises that I'd wanted to see. These games are based solely on what I personally, in my opinion, feel the PS Vita needs more genres of. So just keep in mind when you're going through this list. And this will more than likely probably be your best friend at the end of it. Okay, my first pick goes to Riptide GP. I guess you could say 1 and 2, since Renegade, sadly, we have found out, is impossible. I gave my hopes up and everything, but a hydro jet racing game on the water? Now that's something the PS Vita could definitely use. Riptide GP kicks everything into overdrive with upgradable hydro jets and riders, improved graphics, over from Riptide 1, an all-new career mode, and a whole new stunt system with dozens of new tricks, featuring rocket-powered hydro thunder jets around futuristic tracks across a dynamic interactive water surface. Riptide GP delivers a fast, fun, and visually stunning racing experience. And I remember playing these games back in the day, and all of them were really solid racers. Kinda reminded me of the Splashdown series. Anyone remember that franchise? Probably not. Or maybe SSX Tricky? Anyone? Or am I just dating myself here? Wouldn't be the first time. But hey, this is a lot of fun for what it is. Now, while fighting games weren't the most lacking on the PS Vita, hey, we could always use more, right? Or maybe I'm just getting greedy, I don't know. Thus why I am choosing Shadow Fight 2 as number 2, even though this list is in no particular order. But since it's the second one, I just had to do 2. Now, I've never played the original Shadow Fight 1 on a Facebook app, I think, or something like that. Never had a chance to try that one out, but Shadow Fight 2 was definitely awesome. Or the bee's knees, as we say. Yeah, I'm definitely dating myself. And what I loved about it is it was a nice mix of RPG and classical fighting. The game lets you equip your character with countless lethal weapons and rare armor sets, and features dozens of like-life animated martial arts techniques. Crush your enemies, humiliate demon bosses, and be the one to close the gate of shadows. Do you have what it takes to kick, punch, and slash your way to victory? There's only one way to find out, and that's beating your enemy to a bloody pulp. This game always kind of had a little bit of a Bushido blade feel to me, where it kind of depended drastically on where you hit your opponent at. I don't know, maybe it was this theme, but for some reason I always got Bushido blade vibes from it. And while I played this game with touchscreen controls, I really would love to see how it would play on a traditional handheld. So make it happen, Rin. Not that I'm begging or anything, but I really am. Okay, so a lot of you out there are probably going to be able to guess why I chose this game in particular. This is Six Guns Gang Shadow, a Western-themed third-person shooter. Yeah, this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to a game like Red Dead Redemption being on the Vita. And yes, we're probably going to need a box of these now. Though that's not to sell the game short, because it is, in fact, a very fun third-person shooter. Explore a time when the Wild West was a new frontier, and cowboys, bandits, and more unnatural enemies prowled the massive, wide-open expanse in this third-person shooter adventure game, where you can take on 40 missions with a great variety of tasks for you to overcome. You'll race horses, take out robbers, fend off waves of enemies, living and dead, and much, much more along the way. You'll be able to have 8 different horses, unlock 19 different weapons, and of course, look snazzy in different style of threads. That's clothes, for those who don't know what I'm talking about. Yup, you're definitely dating yourself. I think my only main gripe with this game that I had is that it kind of took that whole, let's just say, supernatural route, which I'm not really a fan of in Western games like this. Not that I'm saying, you know, Red Dead Redemption didn't do that with their own version, but I don't know, I just like the whole more grounded in reality where cowboys versus cowboys, and that they are actually in fact living before you kill them. But anyway, man, if this game could get on the Vita, I would be so happy, because we really need a game like this on it. House of the Dead! Yeah, I don't think I'm blowing anyone's mind here when I say that the PS Vita could use more rail shooter games. I mean, it is true we did get Galgun Double Piece, which was really fun with interlude. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but in a more traditional sense, yeah, I think the Vita could use something more like this. And let me just say here, now I don't mind you throwing in some zombies. I'm totally okay with it at this point. Just not in my cowboy games. The House of the Dead Overkill charges you with mowing down waves of infected, bloodthirsty zombies in a last-ditch effort to survive and uncover the horrific truth behind the origins of the House of the Dead. Even though the world keeps expanding and we keep learning more and more about it, but I digress. Survival horror as it's never been seen before, the House of the Dead Overkill is a pulp-style take on the classic Sega light gun shooter series. Back when the famous Agent Z was fresh out of the academy, he teamed up with hard-boiled bad yeah, I can't curse on this channel, Agent Washington to investigate stories of mysterious disappearances in a small town, Louisiana. But do any of you really care about any of that? No, we don't. We just want to mow down zombies. And for anyone out there who doesn't know what rail shooters are, it means that you take control of one of your characters in a first-person shooter, or it's usually just a cursor, and you don't actually move your character around. The camera does all of that for you. Thus why it's called a railgun shooter. You're only controlling what you shoot, not your actual movement. It has a very arcade style to it. And being that this was one of the games that Rin chose was possible on the Vita, I really would love to see it. Or at least somebody who has access to this list chose it. Wouldn't say it's one of my favorite entries in the series, but hey, gotta take what we can get, right? Now, being that this is a PS Vita channel, I haven't actually mentioned this in any of my previous videos, but I am a huge fan of the Jade Empire games. And just hearing that we might have a chance of seeing this on the Vita, it gave me all kinds of hot and botheredness. I haven't mentioned being hot and bothered in a long time, so I figured it was time to creep everyone out again. So what exactly is Jade Empire? Well, one of my favorite things about it is that it lets you take on the role of either the good guy or the bad guy, depending on your choices. I bet you can't guess what I chose. Which back when this came out, we didn't see a ton of back in the day. And of course, you play the role of an aspiring martial artist who must follow your own path, whether it be good or bad. I bet you can't guess what I chose. An incredible, engaging story that makes you the noble hero or a treacherous villain, featuring a ton of characters to interact with, beautiful, mysterious lands to explore, discover, and save, or conquer, a rich blend of role-playing and exciting real-time combat, monsters and enemies to fight, and well, you get the idea of why I love this game so much. And it has an open world feel to it too. And open world games on the Vita, mwah, we just can't get enough of. Now, according to Rin's list, he's basing this off of the special edition version, which I've never actually played. I've only delved into the original Xbox vanilla version, I guess. But according to the research I did, it seems that this version has improved combat AI and difficulty levels, and a new world map interface, along with better graphics and yeah, stuff that you kind of expect in this day and age. So if we could get this on the Vita, man, I would be one happy camper. And thus the conclusion is drastically approaching us. In other words, it's already here. And that will conclude this video of all the games that I personally feel the PS Vita needs on the platform, genre-wise. But guys, I'd love to know, of course, as per usual at the end of the videos, what games do you feel the PS Vita needs? Or hey, what games would you just like to see on it in general when it comes to the hacking and homebrew scene? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. A huge thank you and shout out to all these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible, including Shin Snake, Alan Iwazuk, Frayden, Zecrito, Robert Johnson, Mikis Blob, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Reiko Star, Neo Arashi, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Hero Acer, Adam Sondi, PS Vita S, Richard Cruz, Joseph Shavak, Jelle, H-Hitter, Michael O'Connor, BMF, Claimer Malarkey, VG Legends, Jared Hado, Kevin Enright, Heston Joseph, Aaron Swanson, Rodrigo Vera, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdahl Imbert, Gutter Drums, Skullshretugal TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, Chris Foxhound, Sabin Fire, Robert Sylvester, Aridri, Crazy Cat, Jamie, Smug Wolf, Rizal Pliskin, 1488 Dental, Azumara, Nintendo Switch at 2 a.m., Donut Valley, Ricardo Martinez, Dr. Super Artie, Hector Gonzalez, Kayonko, Burrs and Mystery, Juan M. Hermosillo, Eric DeWitt, Tasha Monty, Mazgus, and Matt Hargett. And a big thank you to Matthew Lehman for the recent PayPal donation. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Aw, Rin, you just love to tease us. We're all salivating over here. Please make these games a reality. Not that I'm desperate or anything, but I really am.